Yes, sir, we are set to go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Aman Agarwal, wishes you a very warm welcome at second day of World Hospitality Expo 2022. World Hospitality Expo is India's largest hospitality event scheduled to be held over 5 days of showcasing new products and offerings, unparalleled expertise, and limitless networking opportunities. The event focuses on exchange of new development and future of Horeca sector in India. The World Hospitality Expo firmly focused on the arrival of new and cutting edge technology used in commercial kitchen equipment sector, food and drink vending plants and machineries. Today marks our first World Hospitality Expo 2022, and we are proud to be able to host it today here virtually, obeying all COVID protocols, and aspire to have future editions physically. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Aajjo.com, which is an leading online B2B marketplace for business products and services. Without without taking much time, we'll proceed to our today's session, which is growth through networking and
आप देख
collaboration.
लीजिए ना, पियो तो देखिए ना पहले.
Yeah. So
Utpal ji, please mute yourself.
I request Utpal sir to please mute yourself. Yeah. So today's session for the day is growth through networking and collaboration by IHSPF, and we have speakers Vijay Mohan Bembi, Rajesh Chowdhury, Utpal Narayan, Sha Moin Nawaz, Vikram Goel, Vikraman Ganpati, and Mr. Sushil Kumar Hiranandani. To all the visitors and the listeners, we'll be having lucky draw by the end of the day, and there are prizes which are sponsored by Dadu Ceramics, Varun Laundry Equipments, and Hatha Industry. So going ahead with our first speaker, Mr. Vijay Mohan Bembi is founder director IHSPF Delhi and is a veteran marketing and sales professional having more than 35 years of experience in channel development, major customer development, new hotel projects, QSR chains, key account management, IDEACs development, and building effective teams. He has handled diversified products like commercial kitchen equipment, consumer durable, commercial products. He has mentored and developed various people and entrepreneurs have wide product experience in commercial refrigeration, chemicals, consumer durables, and beverages. Mr. Rajesh Chowdhury is the founder of FSCAI, a sales leader with over 26 years of experience in managing sales and marketing operations. Mr. Rajesh Chowdhury is managing director of HNS Business Solutions, where they help business improve their operating models, build new strategies, and offer business solutions. Dr. Utpal Narayan is the founder director of IHSPF Mumbai. Mr. Sha Moin Nawaz is founder of IHSPF Dubai. He has over 15 years of experience in hospitality industry. He is an expert in retail sales and project management. Mr. Sha Moin Nawaz is hardworking professional who loves to learn something new in every possible way. Mr. Vikram Goel is managing director at Unox India Private Limited. He has over 21 years of experience in hospitality industry in sales and service department. Mr. Vikram Goel is an expert of business development, stakeholder management, team building and motivation, brand positioning and more. Mr. Vikraman Ganpati is the founder of IHSPF Malaysia. He is currently managing director at Kivin, Kuala Lumpur, Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Mr. Sushil Kumar Hiranandani is the regional manager of SAMIC and Infrico Middle East. He has over 8 years of experience in hospitality industry and is an expert in the field of hospitality equipment sales, F&B. With that, I would hand over today's session to our speakers. Over to you.
Hello to everyone. I welcome you all on this webinar on networking. I'll introduce myself first. My name is Sushil Hiranandani and I'm a member of IHSPF. Also, I represent two brands in the region by name of SAMIC and Infrico Middle. And I will be your moderator today for this webinar on networking. Why we have chosen this subject, networking? Because in year 2019, we all have faced a severe pandemic and all industries were affected by this pandemic. Unfortunately, our hospitality was the worst affected sector in all. As the dust settles, we must find different ways to move forward, and particularly sales in hospitality, as physical meetings are out of questions. As there was problem, so there was solutions. Many tools have been invented and renew the old. Networking is one of the most effective solution which came as a handy tool for all of us. That time, we have five founding members of IHSPF created this forum for sales professional to connect industry professionals and companies alike. Now, I'll not take much time and introduce our first speaker, Mr. Vijay Mohan Bembe. Mr. Vijay Mohan Bembe is the founder director of IHSPF, also founder of Easy Consultants, a marketing and sales consulting company to help at development of business organizations and their manpower. They are also the business development consultant of Emanox, Hico, Valo of Italy for Indian subcontinent. Mr. Vijay will share information about our association, why it is formed, and what we did in last 1.5 years and the way forward for association in near future. Mr. Vijay, please, up to you.
Thank you very much. I will be sharing with you information about IHSPF. It is International Hospitality Sales Professional Forum. We have started this around 1.5 years back with the objective of helping each other and grow together. We initiated this on 29th April 2019. We have created a vision for opportunities of sales professionals from the HoReCa and food service equipment to benefit their respective organizations through this global platform. We have the mission to utilize international forum members across the globe. We have derived out various objectives so that it can be in various cities, countries, activities around the world, collaborate with the other associations, trainings and mentoring, which we are doing, global organizations of exchange of ideas, and also having some achievement awards winning to the members over here. We have done 3 kinds of memberships. One is individual membership, one is corporate membership, another is for associations and dignitaries. The founding members and core team we have generated is myself, Rajesh Chowdhury, Utpal, Vikraman, and Sha Moin Nawaz. These are the various events which we have done in the last 1.5 years. We started our association with first launch was with Dr. Nitin Nagrale. He is also founder of HPMF, followed by with Mr. Sunil Khanna. Then we have an HR event during the pandemic from Mr. Sandeep Kaman. Then we had learning from Mr. Vijay Wangno of Bank Professionals. We have a very great session with Mr. Krishna Thakur and Hareram Thakur. In 10 years, they've grown this business drastically. We people learn from him how and why they have been successfully. Then we have events with Mr. Mark D'Souza. He's director Marriott International. He shared with us how the Marriott is doing, how the categorization of equipments are done. Then we have with Mr. Dayal. He shared with us how the consultant is perceiving the salespeople, how salespeople can help consultant and consultants help the salespeople. We have a very good team of media people, Mr. Said, Mr. Praveen, Mr. Tejas, Mr. Ishmadan, and Bhola Kumar. They are maintaining our all social medias. They have been this is known as Together We Achieve More. They are the volunteers for us who helped us in social media to IHSPF. We have a list of mentors with us out of members. They are helping various people. Vikram Goyal is sitting just now with us also. Whenever there is a need for somebody is not into the job, somebody is in trouble, or somebody need guidance, somebody need mentoring, they all are there with us voluntarily to the members. We have done various other social helps also to the society. We did food distribution at Bangalore, Delhi. We did mental hospital, some instruments and toiletries we donated, food trolleys we donated to them. All were contribution by the members only. So we also have some one-to-one events like in IHE, in Bombay, in Delhi, with members, with consultants and the industry. Now, this organization has been registered as Section 8 company, NGO, which was formally launched by Chef Manjeet Singh Gill in IHE. And it was a very short span of time we are able to achieve these things. Thank you very much. This is how we have able to grow together and helping each other. Thank you very much.
Another question to you, Mr. Vijayji. There are many people who have lost job during last 2 years. How IHSPF can help them?
See, existingly also during our interaction, we find many people were not getting jobs or they were moved out of the jobs. We mentor them. We give them flexible opportunities available with our core teams and mentors. We try to guide them through getting reskilling, and these activities we carried out in IHSPF for such people.
Our next speaker, thank you, Mr. Vijayji. Thanks a lot for your experience and the insight of our organization. Our next speaker, Mr. Sha Moin Nawaz, is also a founder director of IHSPF, and he's a regional sales manager for Middle East and India for a brand name Reber, which is originated from Germany. Mr. Sha Moin, what's networking and how can we network efficiently? Can you answer this question, please?
Thank you, Sushilji. And first of all, I would like to thank you, World Hospitality Expo and Aajjo for giving us the opportunity to talk here. With regards to IHSPF, as you all know, I'm one of the founder member. And here we are talking about the networking, especially, IHSPF mainly stands for networking. It's not about, International Hospitality Sales Forum, but we do ourselves mainly networking to develop each and everyone's skill. If we talk about networking, let me share my screen. Yeah. Yeah. So here we are talking about networking. What we call about networking is especially, connecting people, connecting ideas, and trying to know each other in terms of their, knowledge and all the informations what they have. We like to share each other, and we want to develop ourselves, especially in networking. Networking is not just, but it's not limited to your working style and workplace. It's moreover in the personal relationships also. You don't know what the network will bring it for you, especially. Networking is all about knowing each other, not to a limit to having just as a close contacts or something. More the network, more it's worth for you. Okay, so networking is all about sharing information, supporting each other in best possible ways. So here we are going to talk about effective ways of networking. So we take it like work as a social or works life. We have contacts everywhere. Networks is like, it looks a small word, network, but it has a big spectrum actually. We can maintain our networking with our work contacts, our social contacts, and this can lead us to many efficient places like, we can have a lot of contacts for us, where it will be helpful not only, see, most of the networks are people working in a way like, to get some professional benefits. No, it's not about professional benefits alone. There are times people, especially like my friend, Mr. Sushil has told, like, during pandemic, many has gone through different situations. It's not about only getting a job. There are distress situations. Everybody's, having a tough time in their life. So it's a moral support also you get through networking. It's not about only a business aspect. So you need to maintain your relationship and have a network connection with your work colleagues, with your social contacts. Always you need to have a good communication and connectivity. The more you are open to the network, the more you will get benefited. So you have to balance your work and social network in a best way. Okay. So again, if you call about social media is the best platform to get socially connected, not having pressure in, direct meetings much, but still you are connected to everyone on the online platform. So you can be beneficial all the time. It's about getting different networks. Maybe you're changing your career. Social media platform has your options to, connect to a different network, different varieties of people, different job profiles. You can get connected with the social media. And make sure your online presence is there always, because nowadays digital footprint is very important. Whenever somebody gets to see, like, even if I see somebody, some of my contacts give me, this is a particular person in so and so communication. And like, mainly sometimes there are some connections we don't get to see their numbers, but you can still maintain your network by connecting with them in their online profile and trying to message them. And, so everybody, whenever they see your name, if they want you to want to know about you, usually they will connect through online platform is the first thing, because of nowadays digital presence everywhere. So online presence is very must. You need to have your data, everything online, so that everybody can reach you, they can understand you. This way they can get more closer connection. And networking, it's like I said in the beginning, don't keep it like, it's very tough, like to the point. No, you have to be very casual with your networking so that it is more social bonding. You will have the bonding with the network, what you are trying to do. It's not that not always the business helps. There are things behind business we need to connect with. So always it has to be very casual connections. There it will lead you to wherever the best possible opportunities are there. And then leverage in social media, what we talk about is like mainly when you don't know a contact and you want to communicate with them, whenever they have like, more postings and all, like, try to comment on more media things so that they get to see what you're doing and they will get in touch with you. So it's like, getting in connections without, much effort. You always have to respond to something. The next thing is meet people through people. Because always, like I mentioned, like social media is online. Even if you see into an online social media platform, always you will see somebody is like, how many people are connected already. That makes a big difference. Like if you are connecting with a person and you have more mutual connections, there is a better chances for you to get connected to the other person. If you have less connections, then like, the more less mutual connections, there's a less possibility. So try to connect with more people and try to, connect through people, or you can ask them to recommend you also sometimes. It's not only in the online platform, in the personal level also, if you need to meet someone, if you want to have that connection, maybe one of your friend or colleague, whoever who's connected to that people can help you to get through. When you try to, barge in directly, you will not get successful sometimes, but through your connections, you can get it done. So maintain that connection along the sideways, and always to make a better impact, present a success story, what you're going through, and you have done something, you must have come across a problem or a situation where you have come across with, better solutions, or you took help from somebody, how successful it is. This is the way you can, present yourself also in a, problem solving kind of character, where you have come across most of the struggles and how you got success. So this will also not only impact others, it will inspire also, depends on your story. And don't forget to follow up on your new contacts. Just, like most of the people, if you see on the online platforms or in personal level also, you will get you get to collect a card, you have a small interaction, then like, you are just away from them. Just keep your collections, contact constantly, It helps you to, like we say in our things, what is there in front, you always remember that, which is away, you start, fading the memories of that. So keep remembering, keep them remember you. So keep follow up with everyone. Okay. And proactive sharing information. This is also a better way to seek more networks actually. When you have like, better information, like which you feel it's useful for everyone, so you can share it online with everyone, so that what happens is they get to see what you are sharing, and this will scratch their interest to come into connection. Okay, something you're sharing which is useful for them. So see which is like useful information, like technically, like socially, useful information which will be helpful for anyone. Keep sharing those things. And please, and again, then we go out topic about seek advice. Seek advice. Don't work it like very a close circuit. You always have to be approach everyone, seek advice. There's nothing shame, because not everyone is perfect. Everybody needs to know. I know some things and you know some things. It's always, if you don't know something, you can seek advice from me. If I don't know something, I can seek advice from somebody. So it is always to get connected. There is no shyness into seeking advice. It will always help you to go forward. Okay. And the last thing I would say is make the meeting effective in a way you just have the brief introduction about you without to the point. So it must not prolong a long way, but it should be effective way. So this is all about more about networking efficiently. And I would like to say thank you for all your support, and all my IHSPF members were always a good support in networking. And thank you so much. If you have anything, we can come across.
Another question to you, Mr. Sha Moin. Can IHSPF be helpful to people abroad in networking and collaboration?
Of course, we it's what we do is mostly connecting. Now IHSPF stands for International Hospitality Sales Profession Firm. It's not limited to India, especially. So we have connections. See, it's IHSPF is network. The subject what I'm talking about, networking, is not about, like, for example, somebody wants to come abroad and somebody from abroad wants to come down to India. We help in getting to the cities, getting the local market information. This is all kind of a support we can provide with the foreign collaboration. So we're always open to have a connection with all the foreign companies and colleagues from everywhere. So it will be a good opportunity for all the sales professionals to be connected abroad. Yeah, thank you, Sushil.
Thank you, Moin Saab. Thank you for your view on the networking. I move on to our next speaker, Mr. Rajesh Chowdhury. Mr. Rajesh Chowdhury is the most popular speaker and founder director of IHSPF. Mr. Rajesh Chowdhury is also the director of HNS Business Solutions, which help companies to change their trajectories and help them to change the way they operate and improve their performances in all segments. He is also a multi-talented person with an activity in media and film industry as well. I've seen many videos of him. Mr. Rajeshji, how are we doing collaboration with various associations?
Hi, very good morning to all of you. As a founder member of IHSPF, the sole purpose of starting IHSPF was basically to collaborate, and that is something which is the need of the hour. We as sales professionals work in our respective organizations. We have various objectives, goals. We have targets to achieve. But this pandemic, I believe, has taught us a lot of things. So when I teach, when I go out and teach my juniors, or when I go out and teach in a forum, I always say to the audience that know your market and own your market. You should know your market well. You should own your market well. You should own your market means you should know, and you should have a grip of your market. And the most important thing I want to add here is network with your market, network well, because networking is the key to success in today's world, when the times are changing, situations are changing. There has been a time where we have been at home and then we could not move out. And the best way we could work is by collaborating, and we realized that how collaborations really work. We collaborated with various associations and organizations. On the 24th of September, we launched IHSPF at IHE event, and that is where we collaborated with the other association where I am a founder, which is the Consultants Association, Food Service Consultants Association of India. We got 2 slots and we collaborated, and we conducted both the activities back to back. And then the most important thing that I feel is the evening dinner, where we collaborated and networked together, and we had a dinner. So that is, I think, a excellent platform where we could collaborate with the consultants and the sales professionals together, could come and collaborate. There are a lot of people who came. So I think collaboration is very important in today's world. We network, we collaborate. Sha Moin Bhai very rightly said, he set the rules of the game, how and how we should network with people. But I want to take it one step further and say that, why do you collaborate? With whom do you collaborate? Why should you collaborate? And what is the benefit of collaborating? It's very important to ask all these questions before we collaborate, or before we network and take it. We don't want to be in the wrong network. You don't want to be in the wrong collaboration. Sometimes collaborations may lead to great success and exponential growth. But sometimes collaborations may also pull you down with the vision that you are going ahead and doing something. And then, somebody with the wrong intention may just pull you down. So you have to be very careful. One has to always weigh the consequences and the opportunities. I always try to do a SWOT analysis. Why? And why am I doing this? What am I doing this? Most importantly, when I collaborate, I always look at one thing, that how can I give first? I don't expect, when I give something, I don't expect it back. And when I give, when I go for a meeting, first of all, I observe. And I feel that what is a long-term association that I can have, or is it going to be a short-term association? What am I going to benefit? What am I going to give benefit to the other person? Whenever you go for a meeting, if you want to give, if you have an intention that you want to benefit the other person first, that's always appreciated by the other person, that he says that, "Arey, ye to mere benefit ke liye bol raha hai. This person is talking about my benefit first." I always have numbers to give to people. I always do a research before I go for a meeting. I try to give a few numbers that could help them grow their business. So collaborations should be a win-win. With all the networking effort that we do, all collaboration should be a win-win situation, or a win-win for both the parties. So a couple of years ago, I don't want to name those consultants, but then I met a consultant at the airport, at Bangalore airport, and then we were discussing, and at very early in the morning, we had some chai, samosa, and then we discussed that, he was mentioning, I am looking for somebody who I can collaborate and, do some, expand my business. I have so much of work in this part of the region, and how can I grow this business? So I said, okay, let me connect you with somebody. So what I thought is, who's that person that I can connect with him? Who's a person who can work with him, and how can he collaborate? What will they benefit together? So I called up that other person on a video call. They spoke. And the next thing is, within the next 7 days, they have met and they have collaborated, and they're doing very, very good business. They both are very good friends of mine. And the second thing is, recently also I collaborated somebody with somebody. It is not that you collaborate only. You can always network with two people, So I have a middle name. My friends always call me, my name is Rajesh Chowdhury. So people call me Rajesh Nokia Chowdhury. So connecting people. I have learned the art of connecting people. Many of you have seen my strength. How do I do that? How do I do that? What is most important aspect where you connect and connect well, and it stays forever, So most of you are my best friends, that we collaborated and we work together. We are friends. So collaboration or networking is not just business, but it's also collaborating that the other person also benefits from it. Okay, could somebody mute? Yeah. So yeah, it's very important that I always have a selfless motive. One most important thing I always keep in mind is selfless motive. If you have a selfless motive in associating and collaborating, you will always be a winner, because you're not expecting so much out of it. You have to expect, but after weighing what is there for you. So I always look at the side where other person can benefit, the other person who's collaborating with me, who's networking with me, how can that person benefit? So that is how I have been very successful. Many people say you will lose money when you make a film. My film is going for a big success. So whatever I did an Indo-Nepal project that also has gone for success. I have a red carpet in Nepal whenever I go next. So it's all possible when you think about the other person first. So it's not easy. It's very difficult because hum jate hain, so we always believe that, we always think that, what do I get? What do I benefit? So when you think of the other person's benefit, then they always, there is a divine intervention also, that the Almighty is also looking at your efforts and your thought process. So what your thought process is, how you are looking at things, how you're collaborating, these are all very important aspects with what motive that you go. So yeah, this is what I have in mind to speak to everybody. Over to you. Sorry. You have another question for me?
Rajesh, I have another question for you. What benefits new sales professional can drive to enhance his skills, and how IHSPF is helping them?
Come again? How?
What benefits a new sales professional can drive to enhance his or her skills, and how we are helping them?
I think I have already answered part of it, but I would again reiterate on the fact that
I need to have an enhanced answer on that.
Absolutely, I will give you an enhanced answer for sure. So what I'm saying is, a new member could be a fresher, a new member could be somebody with experience, but most importantly, any new member coming into our group, first and foremost, should have a learning attitude. If somebody comes that I know everything and is not open to learning, will not be able to learn much. Somebody should be willing to accept, willing to receive. So what I feel is what Vijayji shared is, so many seminars we have done. So participation is most important. If you are not in a mood to participate, or you just want as a video recording, it doesn't work. You have to be at the right moment, at the right time to learn. You can't just take a borrowed tape and learn from it. You have to be there, present. You have to make efforts to be there. You have to make time to be there. So it's most important that you participate, you collaborate, and you are in it. So your commitment is most important. You have to give commitment. You have to spare your time. You can't just always make excuse that I'm busy. I was doing this. I was doing that. You always make time for everything. You make time for a movie. You make time for going out with friends. You make time. So make this also a priority, that you have to be a part of this. If you are committing yourself, commit yourself, number one, to collaborate, number two, to be a part of it, to contribute, to work, to support, to also be able to collaborate in doing all good for people. We have done a lot of activities and exercise where we have helped people, we have helped members in their need during pandemic. We have gone and helped the poor. We have gone and fed the poor. We have gone and distributed certain things. So a lot of activities we do. You have to be willing to come together and collaborate, and say that don't take piecemeal out of it. Just take everything, be a part, and collaborate and contribute. I think that's the key to success. And we all grow, we all learn and grow. I think the being humble, being available, being responsible is something which I would say are key takeaways of what I would want to share with our new members. People who want to join our group are most welcome to join, but please come with an attitude to learn, give. It's just not to take. I mean, me and Vijayji and some of us have put in a lot of efforts in the past 2 years to bring this up to speed, and we have brought this up to this level. So now we want everybody to come forward, come together and collaborate, and together we can win it. I like Vijayji rightly said, together we can make it happen. We just cannot do it. One person cannot do it. We have to be a team. So team effort is very, very essential here. Sushilji.
Thank you, Rajesh ji, for your all the experience and your intro. Our next speaker doesn't need any introduction, but anyhow, I have to introduce him. He's Mr. Vikram Goyal. He's also a founder director of IHSPF. He's also managing director for Unox India, based in Gurgaon. Mr. Vikramji, my question to you is how a sales professional can drive benefits to such his organization from such networking and collaboration?
Okay, thank you very much for your question, Sunil. Firstly, I would like to say that, at a very, very basic level, all human beings have an inherent nature to network. Generally it is said that salespeople are very good networking, but even people who work at the back of the house, whose job doesn't involve them to meet a lot of people around, even they are subconsciously networking at all times. So networking could start from how with your family, with your family and friends, with your colleagues, with your work colleagues, with members of groups that you might belong to. If you're playing any sport, it could be a sporting team. It could be social and interest-based groups, professional associations. If you're going to temples, it could be religious communities, alumni organizations, and of course, in today's world, digital networks such as LinkedIn and Twitter has become very, very prominent. The second thing is that, if you network well, it shouldn't feel like you are using these networks to just further your career. Rather the emphasis should be to build strong relationships with people of similar complementary interest, with both, firstly, self-growth, and more importantly, mutual benefits in mind. I mean, I think Rajesh also highlighted that in this particular aspect in his comment. And I think thirdly, I must also remind you that it is not necessary that, that if you know a lot of people, it automatically translates and makes you a well-networked guy. I think the art is how you leverage your network. This is the art. So you might be knowing 100 people, but if you don't know how to derive what would impact you and your work of those 100 people that you know, then knowing those 100 people is not at all beneficial for you. Now, network always have personal and professional benefits, which eventually translates to benefits to the organization. I mean, from my experience, I would always hire people whom during my interview with them, I find them that they have a better networking aptitude inherent in their personality over somebody who is more quiet, who doesn't interact that much. So this is something, this makes it really, really important for professionals. Of course, few personal benefits of networking and collaboration would include things like it helps you to strengthen your business connections. It helps you to get fresh ideas. It raises your profile within the network. A lot of times, a lot of people would perceive of you as a personality. They would derive you as a person of a certain stature, experience. So this helps you to raise your personal profile within your network. It can, of course, it's a well-known fact that through networking, you can enhance your career. You get a lot of job opportunities. You could also seek career advice and support from peers and mentors that within your working groups. It helps you to gain more knowledge. Not just, and when I say knowledge, it is not just knowledge pertaining to your work, but overall understanding of how things and environment work around you. It certainly, if you're networked, it will certainly boost your career. Gives a big boost to your confidence level. It gives you a lot of different perspective. Sometimes people tend to have a certain perspective when they look at certain things, but when you interact with more people, you get different perspective to the same subject, which probably would not come into your mind. It helps you to develop long-lasting personal relationships. I mean, we all have friends, within our professional careers, who eventually become the best of the friends, and you would always like to interact with them time and again, and go on. And it helps you to answer, almost every possible questions. I mean, nobody knows everything, right? But if you are networked, it could help you to get answers to a lot of questions which generally you would not have an answer to. So these are some of the advantages. And as I said, if a person is well networked, an organization, these advantages that you get derived personally, the organization would derive these advantages out of the individual that is working from them. So from an organization perspective, if I have a team of network people working in my team, the advantage that I would get as a company would be I will be able to create a brand. I would be able to increase my brand visibility as a company. I would be able to, as an organization, I will be able to develop strong, long-lasting relationships in the market. I would be, as an organization, I would be able to create new opportunities for me within the market, right? So these are few things. Another thing could be, it also, from an organization, it helps them to also get aware of latest trends, to fine tune their own strategy. It would have it a lot of times. It also has an impact on the strategy that you are building for your organization, because you might be going in a certain direction, and you get to know through your networking that okay, a competitor is now bringing in a new technology, and then that drives the organization to change and deviate from a strategy which they have probably formulated. And it also helps to connect with and develop communities. For example, we are in an industry where we chef is an important community for us. So if you are networked, you can get into those communities of chefs, of purchase managers, of let's say restaurant owners. So there are various associations. So at an organization level, it helps you to be accepted in those communities if you through these networking. Now, when people think of networking, usually you think of online networking, LinkedIn, emails, Facebook, Twitter. These are again very, very important. However, there is another aspect of networking which generally is not talked about, but is also very, very important, and that is networking within the organization. This is something also equally important as how you would network outside. How you network within the organization is also equally important, for your development. Now, the benefits, if as an employee I am networking within the organization, the benefits that I would derive would be that when I interact with different people from working in different functional areas, I am always able to develop new ideas. I'm able to gather insights on other functions within the company, which helps me to grow and develop as a professional. Knowing just what you're doing doesn't help you. If you know a bit of everything, it always helps you to develop. And there are a lot of examples in the industry where I've seen people who started, let's say, with service, have eventually gone on to become salespeople, or vice versa as well. So it completely, sometimes it helps you to touch upon certain aspect in your personality which probably you haven't thought about, that that could be nourished and that could be developed. You learn to collaborate between departments. It helps you to find the right mentors. Everyone need a mentor for them. There are people you look up to within the company, outside the company, in the industry. So you find the right mentor that you want to associate with, who would eventually help you in your career development. Now, of course, these are the personal benefits. Now, an organization also benefits from employees who are engaged and who are doing internal networking. Internal networking from an organization perspective now helps to develop relationships with co-workers, leads to a higher sense of empowerment and personal achievement. It helps to increase and improve engagement within the company for a long time. So so if I have network people working for me, my retentionship of my people will be higher. I'll have people working within the organization for a longer period of time, and everyone knows how difficult it is to find the right talent, to train them, to nourish them. It's a big cost for an organization. So, if people are able to network within the organization benefits. Or there are a lot of examples where people leave the organization and they come back again, and join back the same organization. This is another example, how network could help you to do that. Of course, engaged employees, if your employees are engaged with social work environments, it overall boosts the morale of the co-workers. It encourages everyone around them, and brings out the best in them, and it can lead the organization to outperform any competition across every metric, that is possible. An organization which has happy people, would always do very well. The happiness within the organization is what you would reflect in the market. It also percolates down to your stakeholders, which includes your customers, your dealers, and everyone. So in a nutshell, I would say that internal networking helps the organization to generate, to cultivate, satisfied employees who are so well connected and content within the company environment and culture that they would never leave the organization. Without internal networking, it's easier for employees. A lot of times it's easier that the employee starts feeling disconnected, which can cause performance issues and, lead to talent searching for roles outside the organization. And that is never good for an organization. Thank you very much. Sorry, I lost audio.
Thank you, Vikramji, for your insight on networking. I have another question for you. Same question which I asked from Mr. Rajesh. Some sales professional look for becoming entrepreneur. How can they be guided?
Well, I think entrepreneurship is, again, it's how can they be guided? I mean, it's a very subjective question. I would not say that it stands for there's a unique mantra or a roadmap for an individual, that would work for everyone. I think everyone would come from different facets of life and they have their own experiences. So the roadmap, how you would be successful, in my opinion, is very, very different for everyone. I think the first important thing is, you should be able to identify what you need and what you can give. You need to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, do some introspection on that part and be honest to yourself. A lot of times we feel that we can crack, or I can set up a company, I can do a lot of things, but it's never easy. So you have to be very, very real and honest to yourself. And I think if you are real and honest to yourself, you have an expertise to on a certain subject, then I think you should focus on that expertise, focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses, develop your strengths further, and through your network, try to bridge the weaknesses. And then I'm sure that you could create successful businesses. I mean, at the beginning, we spoke about people like IEC coming from humble backgrounds, setting up a very successful business in 10 years. I think these are success stories that you should refer to. You should look at what people have done right, interact with them, network with them, with the gesture to having to learn something out of their success. And I think if you keep your head down, work hard, work smart, more importantly, are at the right place at the right time, then I think success can be ensured.
Can I add something to this? Can I add a little? Because I'm on this side of entrepreneurship. So I'll add a little to what Vikram said. Very well said, Vikram. What I'm saying is one should have an appetite for taking risks. Very important to take risks in business. Number two is you should have saved enough so that, when you plunge into it, you are able to safeguard your family and your needs, basic needs till the time, and never be scared of failures. There can be failures. One should always keep trying. Unless and until you have failures, unless and until you fail, you'll never learn. So I think this has really taught me. I have tried my hands into entrepreneurship 3 or 4 times. My wife is the best example. She's really scared. How does he succeed? But then you learn from all those experiences, and if you do not commit the same mistakes again, you can be successful. This life is too short to make those mistakes and learn from them. Therefore, learn from others' mistakes. You make mistakes, others make mistakes, others tell you that, guys, I mean, I've gone through this, do not go on, tread on this path. You should listen to people who have been successful and who have gone through this. So I'm in the process of learning, and I'm learning so much almost every day. And the collaborations and everything that I'm doing, I'm not committing the same mistakes I've committed. I have made mistakes, but then I've learned how not to commit them again and learn from them great lessons. So this is very important, that one needs to adapt if you want to plunge into something what I've got into, and I'm into a couple of things. But yes, success will be definitely yours if you have the right dedication, like all the things that Vikram said. And on top of that, I want to add, you have to have empathy, you have to have a commitment, you have to have a goal in front of you. Thank you. Sorry, Vikram, I took a little of your.
Vikram
No,
has
no,
said
very well said, Rajesh.
Vikram.
I would like to add to what Rajesh said. You have to have the passion. So,
Right.
which we all admire in Rajesh, Vikram, everyone, that they all have passion. And how can we forget about passion of Mr. Vijay Bembe?
Absolutely.
He's the
Thank
most
you.
passionate person.
Yeah.
Vikram has
Very
rightly
good.
Yeah.
said,
Rajesh ji, there is a
internal is
question.
also very important, Sushil, because internal networking is very important for your growth within the organization. And many
Absolutely.
people forget that.
Exactly.
It's a very,
Exactly.
very good point Vikram has said.
You
Very,
cannot
very well
you
said.
cannot penetrate the market alone. You need your support from your staff,
Exactly.
which is
Peer
the most
groups.
important part.
Peer groups, yeah.
There is a question from Mr. Vivek, Rajesh ji, to you.
Yeah.
Post-pandemic, what motivates you to try something new, like going into films and production, which involves financial risk? What
Very-
attitude makes you take such risks,
Very good question.
Right.
and what's
I love
learning
the
there?
I love the question. Thank you, Vivek, for this question. I always wanted to share this, and I've shared this with a lot of people. See, post-pandemic, if you see, I'm not discouraging anybody, but food service sector is very badly hit. And with all the experience that I had, we had lockdown, and we were all sitting at home, and at some point, and for a couple of months, we were sitting at home. We were not able to move out because of lockdowns. So I realized one very important aspect is that with all that experience that I have of media, I'm from a media background. I worked with ZTV. I worked with various organizations. So I'm a sales professional. मैं हिंदी में बोलूँगा, मैं गंजे को भी कंगी बेच सकता हूँ. That's what I believe in. So the aspect is that what is it that will be sustainable for me. So I looked at that, what I was doing throughout this lockdown is watch TV in Netflix and Amazon and everything. I finished everything. Then, I felt, why not create some content which will be with you always, and, you can make money out of it. Not only now, after 20 years also, after 50 years also, a lot of movies like Sholay and all are still making money. So, that's something which came to my mind. I did this first film. Of course, everybody discouraged me, why you're putting so much of money into a film. I intended to do a short film, but it happened to be a feature film now. I'm doing it in 4 languages, and a short film and 3 feature films, Konkani, Tulu, Kannada, and Hindi. And then another format which I'm launching in different platform altogether. I did a Indo-Nepal Hindi song, again, with the objective of connecting in India and Nepal, 2 countries. So yes, I don't want to elaborate on that, but I want to come back to the point where the question is, yes, I took a risk. It's a capital intensive, but I have a vision, I have a focus. I'm going on a track where nobody has gone, though it is filmmaking, but I'm making film which is meaningful. I have an objective. I made it very clear to the media that I will make content that I can sit and watch along with my daughters. It's really a big statement. And my banner is under my daughter's name. So I'm very clear in what I want to do. And I'm going on that path. And I'm quite successful. I would say in 3 months, almost 50% of Mumbai knows me now. The media has really talked about my initiative. So yeah, one has to be focused in what you need to do, and diversification. And I would say if somebody owned a restaurant, probably had to close down the restaurant, or somebody who had a restaurant could not open the restaurant, and now weekend curfews have literally brought in a lot of losses to people. So anybody can probably lose his job, her job, because a lot of companies would say that in 5 years you may not be able to get that result or the sales what you had got in 2019. So there are so many aspects. So I anticipated all that and I took a risk, and I think through for the past couple of times that the decisions I've taken were always on the right time. Yeah, so I'm hoping all of you would support me in what I do and what I'm doing, and encourage me. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
would like to add
Thank you,
here a
Rajesh
point.
ji.
Sorry,
Thank you, Rajesh
Sushil,
ji.
I would like to add a point here with regards to Rajesh Bhai. And, he has a passion and he has a knowledge. The thing is, don't burn your fingers without knowing it's a fire. So many people, they do mistake, they do regret in some cases because of they don't know what they are into, like, what you are doing all these 20 years, follow that and have the passion to, develop in that particular career move. So what Rajesh Bhai has did is like he has his past experience in the media and, other sales experience. He has compiled everything and put his all effort, and we wish him all the success.
Mr. Vijay ji, do you like to add something to it?
Yeah, similarly, as experienced by Rajesh, I left my earlier company in December 2020, just pandemic time. But I wanted to prioritize my life again, and instead of helping one person, I now become a freelancer, flexible timing, flexible earning, of course, and then helping many people into channel development exports. So we focus on our strength and then help many others and prioritize and change it. It's not necessary to be having one person, one thing, and one life. So over a period of time, one can do that also. And one can be successful in that way.
Thank you, Vijay ji. Our next speaker, Mr. Utpal Narayan. He is also founder director of IHSPF. He is also working as a general manager for Equinox Solutions Limited. I'm sure all of you are aware of. He's based in Mumbai. He successfully handled large commercial kitchen projects, including Geo World Center. He is involved in many prestigious projects from start to end, and successfully handled first phase of Geo project in 2021. Mr. Utpal, I would like to invite you to speak, and I have a question for you. How can a salesperson can drive benefits while handling hospitality projects?
Thank you, Mr. Sushil, and a warm welcome to all the panelists. Good morning to all. This is a very important topic and question which you have asked. In fact, I have prepared a small presentation on this topic. So let me share my screen and I can then make the presentation. It's there? Okay.
Yes.
So the question asked by the question asked by Mr. Sushil is that how a salesperson can drive benefits while handling the hospitality projects. So my experience has been always, since 2009, I'm in this industry and always handled projects. So I would like to cover as many important points which I feel that a salesperson should know in this presentation. First and foremost, understanding the project requirement is a must. If you do not, many times what happens, tender comes and people just fill it up and they submit without understanding what is the project requirement, what are the project timelines and schedule, what are the critical areas or priority areas for implementation of kitchen project, what are the documentation requirement of the customer. Then there are safety and hygiene requirement, manpower requirement and mobilization of manpower in each phase. Then understanding the overall design of the project. These are the few key points which one need to understand if he intend to do a good job at handling the project. So understanding project requirement is the most important thing. Then how do we ensure that we perform in the project? One should have the ownership of the project. When I say ownership, means everything which is happening in the project is your baby. That is what you have to think, and you have to behave in this similar way. One has to also understand that project progress you have to be updated about on a daily basis, because it handling project, and especially the large projects, takes a lot of your time, and you have to invest that time, because if you are not updated on the site progress, then you may not be able to present your case properly when you are meeting the customers. Your communication skills with the project team and outside the project team also, that is also very critical. It has to be a very formal communication, in the sense that if project requirement has that every week you have to have a progress review, and progress of the project should be shared with all stakeholders, and it must be done on a religious basis. Without that, you will not be able to make an impact with the project team. Communication protocol, every project will have a communication protocol that, okay, for deliveries you have to inform so many people, for commercial issues you have to inform next set of people, for site related issues you have a different set of people. So one must understand the communication protocol and follow it. Proactively, project progress report needs to be reviewed and shared by with all stakeholders. If that you are able to do, your job is almost 50% done. Meeting all stakeholders periodically is a must in project, because without meeting the stakeholders, you will not understand their priorities. And if you do not understand their priorities, there are chances that there will be a lot of mistakes in the project. How do we perform in the project? Listening to the requirement of customer is the essence. Whenever you meet them, you have to listen to their requirement very carefully. And there are many experiences which I had while handling this Geo World Center project, wherein the small things make a big impact in the project. Developing a personal relationship and trust with the team is very important for all your future business, because if you, by your regular interaction, you are able to demonstrate performance, and you are able to develop the trust. That relationship, as Vikram and Rajesh both have emphasized earlier on the networking, that will definitely result into a better networking. The golden rule which I follow personally is that never promise what you cannot deliver. It's for a salesperson, most of the time we always tend to, we slip, okay, ho jayega, kar denge, we will do it, sir. Whatever you ask, we will do it. So if you know that it is not going to happen, please don't promise that, because this particular thing is going to decide about your image with the customer, and it is going to build trust. However, impractical it may be, however unpleasant it may be. It may sometimes happens that, you commit something which you know that it is not achievable, but you can't say no, because you are sitting in such a forum that, you don't want to say no. But then if you do not have that guts and saying no at that point of time, it will become a big issue later, believe you me. I've experienced this myself many times and learned this and made it a golden rule that never promise what you cannot deliver. And next point I would like to emphasize that always pick up your phone. However busy you may be, you may be working with busy in the meeting or meeting some new client. If there is a call from your running project person, the least you can do is just pick up and say, you can say that, okay, sir, I'm busy. I'll give you a call in half an hour or 1 hour. People will understand. But if you do not pick up your phone, the next call he is going to make is to higher up in your organization. So which will not be good for you, and which will also, impact the trust which you want to build with your customer. Respect time. If you have scheduled a meeting at 10 o'clock, you better reach before around 15 minutes before that, or 5 minutes before that. Don't reach 5 minutes later, because these are the things. You may have to go and wait there. That's all right. You can go and wait, but you cannot ask a customer to wait for you. That's something which no customers likes, and which again dents the trust which you want to build. Commit what you can. Like if you have said that, okay, I will submit a revised offer by tomorrow, then better you do it by tomorrow, or you don't commit that. Always be positive in your approach. There are problems. There will be some or the other issues every day. There will be issues at site. There may be, many things happens at site, and there will always be some or the other kind of issue. But if you are positive in your attitude, then definitely you will be able to find a solution. And always look for solution. If you cannot find a solution, you become the problem. As simple as that. In nutshell, time is the essence of all projects, and managing time well will result into a good business and future business. Because if you are able to manage time and you are able to keep your promises, you are able to communicate properly with all the stakeholders, this will become a very positive reference for you for all your future businesses. And in my experience, I would say that I have been benefited largely by following all these points myself. That it has given me repeated business. It has given me good references for new projects. And so much so that the other customer calls me directly that I have received your number from so-and-so from your past project, and we would like to work with you. So this is my life learning, which I wanted to share with all members. And if someone follows on these lines and do not make the same mistakes, then definitely he will be able to make a big impact and improve his future business. So thank you very much. Any questions?
Thank you, Utpalji. Just a small question from you. Is IHSPF doing something for society at large? And what role?
Definitely, IHSPF, there was a time initially when the first phase of COVID, we all decided that our members were, affected very badly. A lot of people lost their job, and we had, in fact, made a, decided principally that we will agree to help them out with even with the ration, monthly ration for the family. So for those who are affected. But when we initiated this process, fortunately, our members were able to take care of themselves. So we participated in a few events in Bangalore, wherein Rajesh was taking a lead, and he had helped the poor people by distributing food and other essential items. Then we recently in Bombay, we did a small gesture, and thanks to our founder member, Mr. Vikaraman, that we donated a transport trolley to the Thane Mental Hospital. We also donated a lot of other items which they had asked for, small daily huge items which they had asked for. So we did that. So,
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard some people was affected as well and passed away from COVID and directly affected from COVID. Have we did something for them as well?
No, in fact, we have done. We arranged, in Bombay also, we helped them out in finding a hospital bed in some time. So there are, IHSPF is for the members, I mean, for the sales fraternity.
And we do
And whatever
networking
it takes to help them out in their need of hour, we are
In fact,
all there together. We are standing for that cause.
and we use
also,
networking to find the beds and oxygen, everything
Yeah.
for them.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, of
In
course.
fact,
We
Mr.
did
Vijay Mohan Bembe, he helped a lot of people in Delhi finding
concentrators,
oxygen during the second
concentrators.
wave. Yeah,
Right.
oxygen
We also,
concentrators.
Vijayji, we also collaborated and did with food links. I mean, the food distribution that we did in Delhi.
We did food
Delhi.
distribution in Vasant Kunj. We cooperated with Lightbite also in food distribution.
Lightbite Foods, yeah.
Many of our members given immediate solution in various parts, like in Calcutta, in Hyderabad. People were very supportive, and we helped many people.
We also supported an NGO.
In Delhi.
Mithil International sir donated some equipments. So yeah, a lot of activities we have done, which I think is noteworthy, and a lot of members came forward to support. One of the generous members is Sha Moin Nawaz, who was very generous in supporting.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, absolutely. I think
In fact,
everybody came together.
a lot of
It was
people,
really
I mean, those whom
even one
I
of our
never knew
Utpal,
personally, but
even
they
one
were
of our
IHSPF members. They were, calling us directly and asking, okay, this is I'm sending you my contribution.
and
So
one of the member was needing medical support. That person was not having financial. I think Xiaomi, everybody contributed, and we gave good money so that that person is able to treat himself herself.
yeah, one of the IHSPF member in Bombay.
Yeah,
Correct.
Bombay. So I think it's overall an initiative, an effort that everybody collaborated and came together. And the humanitarian aspect of it, everybody displayed their best side of how they care for each other and the members, and also society at large. So especially the food distribution campaign in Bangalore was very successful. A lot of people got rations. We went to slums and gave away ration. Both my daughters went with me. It was really a
Okay, next we will share our experience of some of our members who wants to share their experience, that how they get benefited from networking. So I invite first of all Mr. Praveen Kumar. Mr. Praveen Kumar is working for Halcom Flavors Pan India. He's head of sales and marketing for Pan India and has an experience of 17 years. Mr. Praveen, I'd like to invite you to speak on networking, please.
Sushilji, Mr. Praveen, I think is not online.
He's not participating. We can go to Ish.
Ish is there.
We can go to Ish Madan.
Okay, Mr. Ish Madan, I'd like to invite you as also. He also has an experience of more than 2 decades in international trade. He's national sales, experience in national sales, international sales, back-to-back, modern trade, economic zones, loan projects, and also he worked for a movie as well, which is with Mr. Ajay Devgan in Shivai. So,
Wow.
Mr. Ish Madan, please.
Thank you so much. It is great to be, see all these friends. So first of all, I did not work in the movie. So I worked with Ajay Devgan for one of the projects. So I was working with the company, and so Ajay Devgan wanted to have a brand on board because it was movie based on trekking, camping, and all that stuff. At that point of time, I was handling a national sales for Coleman US brand. So this is how we collaborated with Ajay Devgan. So that's why. So anyways, like Mr. Sushil, he explained, my profile, very elaborately. Thank you so much for that. So it's been great to back onto this wonderful platform, So I would say, the journey started with IHSP with very small effort. So I met Rajesh in one of the event in Kochi. And this is how we became acquaintances, and slowly from 1% to 2% to, now it's a family of more than 200%. Network, I think everybody has talked about a lot into the networking and collaboration, so I will not be stressing much more onto that. I would just try to say very few words onto that. Networking, it's a very delicate but very important part of our life. For example, we are a part of any network, so we have to understand, in that particular network, we can have the people who are, juniors to us. There are people who are seniors to us. So when we are a part of a larger family, we have to respect each other's, aspiration and their aspects also. Because, for example, so whenever anybody is joining the network, he or she might have, okay, I might get some benefit out of that network. So I would here say, before giving, before expecting something from the network, it is always better if we have a thought process to give back to the society or give back to the network itself. So, like, if I want to gain financial freedom, or if I want to gain a financial knowledge, I need to learn something first and then to deliver something, because it's a vice versa kind of thing. So when we are a part of any network, we need to understand, we are a part of a family where we have to respect each other decision and listen to other viewpoint also, and accordingly we have to jump onto that. Because sometimes I have feel, we are a part of network when somebody is trying to express his or her aspect about particular decisions. So there might be people who might get offended also. We have to behave very maturely, so that, that person becomes a part of the family, and it is for the longer duration also, rather than for a shorter duration. So it is very easy, like, right, Rajesh said in the beginning, it is very easy to form an association, but it is very difficult to, sustain that association, because so everybody has their own mindset and all that. So networking is very important. So I have been a part of lots of associations. It can be culinary association, it can be leadership associations also. So I have friends all over the world, I would say. So I just explained you one of the examples. So I went to New Zealand for my one of my personal function in New Zealand, and then we were staying in Thames, which is closer to Auckland. So I had a friend in Auckland, so I said, okay, I'll come over to meet you. And then they said, okay, you have to stay with us. So when the person said that to me, to stay with us, so it feels a great feeling that, you have a people all around the world who are there to help you out. So similar experience can be, applicable to our professional lives also. Like, one of the statement Vikram said, it is very important that, we are collaborated, and it can help you become entrepreneur also. So we have to see, we are well connected, not within the organization but outside the organizations also. So it will benefit not only personally if you want to rise within the organization, but even if you do not have job, or you don't, or you want to start your own entrepreneur journey, only networking and collaboration and good friends will help you into the market. This is what I can say.
Thank you, Ishmadanji. Thanks for your experience. Mr. Pravinji, are you online now?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Pravinji. Please go ahead.
Sorry, I couldn't connect earlier. Very happy and very delighted to be part of this panel, and it's a very real great opportunity provided by IHSPF panelist and the World Hospitality Expo. And I'm privileged to be part of very successful and experienced gentleman. And I would say it was a great to be part of IHSPF, and it is close to a year, and it was the right move, requirement panel for this movement, because after pandemic there are a lot of demotivation in the market, especially related to F&B segment, and mostly affected people are the sales people, because the projects were on the hold, and there is no scope of new projects, and even we are mid of the pandemic still, if it's in market wise. So I would categorize my experience with IHSP into two categories. One is personal and another is professionally. It as an individual, it gave me a lot of motivation because having a platform with like-minded people who have already faced many struggles and have a very good experience to share with. So that gives a lot of motivation to push yourself to see there is a vast opportunity in the market. Coming back to professionally, when I started doing projects after the second phase of pandemic, I would having information at my fingertip. For example, if I needed something part of any project which is not our company portfolio, it was at the fingertips where I get connected to the cursor person in few hours or few minutes, and I would get multiple options for doing the same thing. So professionally, it made my projects very easy. At the same time, it's helped me to convince my clients that we have a really good network where we can get job done in at a right time frame and right way. And what is the best thing to be blessed with a pre-experience and a very high knowledge members who is mentoring you at free of cost. All that is they expect is your time, and just share your troubles or problems with them, and you get a solution quickly and the best way possible. So this way I think IHSPF is very really good for the people who already started their journey into sales, wanted to start and struggling to find a guidance. So I really honored and happy to be part of IHPS, and I wish all the IHPSians a very good luck. And yeah, as our team says, together we grow more. Thank
Thank you, Praveenji. I have a question to our speaker, Mr. Utpal Narayan. The question is from Mr. Tejas Rathod. He has a question to you saying that when we go for a project meeting, before what kind of homework we need to do?
You could pose this question to Vikram, maybe, because Utpalji is busy.
Okay, Mr. Vikram, do you like
I'm
to
back.
answer?
I'm back. I'm sorry, I was on a call from a customer. As I was talking in my presentation that one should not, stop taking call. The call was from executive chef, so I had to take it.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you. I just saw that question. See,
Okay.
before there are various stages of project. First stage is that when the consultants are being appointed, and when not much work has happened at site. The project is just in the initial phase of design, and the work has just started. So that phase is a different phase, which is the very beginning of the project. So I think that for companies like us who intend to do project, they need to get involved from that first stage itself. So when you know that who is the consultant, then you start interacting with consultant, and prepare yourself, get associated with the project from beginning. Then when it comes to the tender stage, where the tenders are issued, and then you do a PQ, pre-qualification round, and then at that point of time you understand the entire scope of the project, what the customer is expecting, how big it is, what kind of manpower is required. So you need to also prepare yourself as a how to make a presentation as that for your company, which we call it internally as a capability presentation. So whether my company is capable enough to handle such kind of project. So that you need to talk to the customer and make a presentation, a strong presentation on the capability issue. So if you have addressed the capability concern, then first roadblock is over. Then the second stage comes where the commercial meetings are there. So then you need to be thorough in your BOQ. You need to be thorough. You have to go through each make, model, and understand the overall design, which I have mentioned in my presentation. So and also you need to do some kind of research on who are the key stakeholders. And as all the panelists have emphasized, that networking helps in a big way to understand and get connected with the key stakeholders in the project. So if you know them from past, or if you have any connection, or you develop, or you know his friends or his connections, it helps. So that kind of preparation is required for getting into a project.
Mr. Moin Saab, you like to add anything on the same?
Yes. First of all, thank you, Utpalji, for insight of the project details. You know, I'm being a project guy also. Previously from Reba, I was handling projects. So first of all, Mr. Tejas, your question was little complicated. When we go for a project meeting, before what kind of homework we need to do? It's like Utpalji has specified, we have different stages of projects. You know, where you stand, which point of time you are there actually, like from the initial point or in the mid, or project running stage. There are a lot of different stages, but everywhere what its needs. Like if you are going with a first presentation with a project meeting with the consultants, then you need to prepare yourself. What is your capabilities, how you want to present yourself to impress what you can do. Projects all depends on your capability, especially because not about the company stands at a part. It's their own reputation of handling many projects, but at the same time it all depends. Not only the company has a reputation, but at the same time they depend on the person who's handling the project also. What is his impression with others? So you keep yourself prepared, what you are capable of, how you can support them with this project, how you can develop more support and completion of project. What is your skills, how you can help them to smooth flow the operation of the complete project. So this will be an homework you need to do. And thank you, Sushil. Please.
Thanks.
Can I add few things into this? If we have time.
Please go ahead,
please.
Mr. Vikram.
All right. So I think there are different stages. We all know that. So if it's a first introduction meeting, it's the first meeting, then I think in terms of homework, what you need to do is really have a good understanding of the customer that you're going to meet. So you need to do some research in terms of who that customer is, what kind of projects have they done in the past. You go through their website, you look at the kind of investments that they are looking at. Based on doing who are the key decision makers. Are you meeting the decision makers? So these are things that you analyze. If let's say if it's not a decision maker, then what is the route to that decision maker? So these are things that you need to analyze before you go in for a first meeting. Customers from a customer perspective, customers always like to meet well-informed people. It's very easy for any sales guy to sit across a customer and say, okay, sir, can you please tell me something about yourself? But in today's world, people have limited time. They like to engage with people who are already aware of what they want to do, about them, so that they can cut short the discussion and make it to a very serious discussion for which you have been invited. So it's important that if you're well informed about the customer profile in advance, as a company profile that you're meeting, it always helps. It also helps you to do the ice breaking at the beginning of the meeting, because then you can talk about their interests, their liking, what they have done in the past. It helps you to create that network, that relationship that is required to be built up at the first instant when you're meeting them for the first time. I think in the commercial discussion, if it's a commercial discussion, then a lot of times, companies just go with the commercials. I think there are three aspects of business. One is a product that you're offering. So you need to have you need to prepare some level of understanding that the product that you're offering. Then there are features of that product. So you need to understand what features. Let's say if you're proposing a combi steamer of Unox, then you need to know what is an Unox. What is the product all about? What are their key features? And so in terms of preparation for those meetings, you prepare and speak to the brands that you're talking to. Hey, I'm going to this meeting with this guy. We are into final negotiation. Is there something of an highlight for you which is highlighted for your brand in particular, which I can talk and share with the end customer, which could convince him to go for that particular brand. And the third most important thing, which majority of the time salespeople miss out talking about, is the benefit that you derive out of those products and features. We keep talking of product. Oh, this is a combi steamer. You can do multi cooking at the same time. But what is the benefit out of it? That you save time, you save money, you save cost, and these benefits you derive during before you go to the commercial meeting. In the previous meetings that you have had, by talking and interacting with the customer, you find the needs of the customer. There are some real needs which are very visible, which the customer says. Of course, people will say, oh, I need the best price. That's a genuine need of any project manager that you will speak to. But there are hidden needs, the hidden needs, and those hidden needs could be emotional need. It could be a first time somebody is building up a hotel. He wants it to be the best in class. So you need to be able to identify those needs in the previous discussion and then hit on those needs, whether they are emotional or commercial, during your final negotiation. And if you are able to hit to those needs and are able to percolate the real benefit of whatever you are proposing to the customer, then a lot of times you will realize that at the end, for a customer, even if you are an L2, the customer will favor you and tell you, how do you become. The customer will himself guide you. How do you become an L1? Because you are somewhat fulfilling his need that is there, for you to be able, that he has it in his mind that this is the right partner that I want to work with. And if you come across to these people more like a consultant with a consultative approach, rather than just coming across as salespeople, it would never work. So be on their side. If you feel, okay, sir, you don't need, let's say, an equipment which is costing you 20 lakhs. It can be done with an equipment which would only cost you 10 lakhs. Right. So you need to prepare in terms of preparation. You need to prepare these alternatives. You need to prepare these arguments with the customer in advance before you go to these negotiation meetings. And when you do that, you add value to the customer. You add strength in his confidence, that, hey, this guy is not here to just sell me. He's here to consult me. He's here to give me the right advice that is required for me to build my business. And then he looks at you not as a sales guy, but as a friend with whom you develop a long-lasting relationship.
Thank you for your insight, Mr. Vikram, on this subject. Any of our panelists want to add more?
Chirag
Mr.
is
Vipul
waiting.
ji?
Sushil?
Ji?
Chirag is waiting for his turn.
Okay, Mr. Chirag, please join us and share your experience on networking.
Networking, basically, I would like to tell you about me, little bit about. Chirag Karelia. I look after hospitality one-step solution towards guest amenities, room amenities, and my strategy towards any sales thing is only simple: trust and contribution. If you have trust with your clients, if you have trust with your commitments, if you fulfill all the trust related aspects, then definitely you are going to gain a lot of success in your life. The other part, contribution towards your family, contribution towards your work, dedication towards your work will always help in this aspect. And I only symbolize this thing very genuinely, like these are only 2 steps towards me where I can work on, and which helps me a lot to gain business in this. Along with that, I need to share a lot of experience related to IHSPF, and this is the forum where I am really proud to be a member, because the sales profession forum is always helping us to say that we are with you anyhow, whatever you do, whatever help you required related to the work, related to the sales motivation. The forum is always there with us, and it helps to give you decision-making solutions. Like Mr. Rajesh told, like he always says, always you need to give instead of taking it. So that help us lot of things to work on our aspect. Vijay Bombani has also helped us related to how you have to work, how you need to make your chain related to sales. So I strongly believe that this is the only forum which helps the sales professional how they have to improve their self in making a decision making, as well as trust your colleagues, trust your capabilities, as well as always contribute towards the uh, hospitality sectors. That's it. I would like to say.
Thank you, Mr. Chirag. Anyone else, Mr. Vipul, want to join?
No, I think Vipul is driving, he mentioned. Um, I think we should now discuss about if you have any more questions.
So should we go for a closing speech?
No. I think we have 20 minutes. We have 20 minutes. We can discuss about how we can expand internationally IHSPF. And you had a question for me also. You had a question for others also. Have you been able to cover all the questions? We had a couple of questions which have not been answered yet.
Can you go ahead, please?
Sushil, one thing we have to share with our audience and everybody is we are planning every bi-weekly meetings, events, online or physically. So this is going to be a regular event in future.
Yes, and we are looking at expanding the membership base globally. So any salesperson watching anywhere from anywhere in the globe, and this is, I think this recording is also going to be available on YouTube. Many people can watch this, can be also shared on many platforms. And I think it's a great learning platform where people can learn from all the experiences shared by all of us. And people who want to join, I think Vijayji, you should probably explain how people can join, because this is a platform where people watching can know how the process of joining IHSPF.
In IHSPF, existing members or anybody can recommend anybody to just log in on our website, IHSPF.com. And there you have the registration link. Everybody can, existing and new members can register over there. They can put out their details. They will get ID passwords. Thereafter, they can interact also among themselves about the information, and we get the information, and then we will add them either as an individual in groups or corporate memberships or association memberships.
See, I think Vijay, can I add something? Vijayji has, in the group, in our WhatsApp group, Vijayji has been continuously trying to, tell people, a lot of sales professionals who want to learn. We are willing to do sales training programs. Vijayji, correct me if I'm wrong, we have formed a mentor group. We have formed, so those who are willing to be a part of the mentors team, some of us can actually mentor. There are a lot of young, youngsters joining the sales fraternity. They're joining different companies that they need guidance, and they need support. They need, information. So this forum can help all these newcomers and people who are willing to learn, people who are willing to, ask questions. We are open to answering a lot of questions. We are open to helping one-on-one. We are willing to help anybody find job. So yes, if you are in a new location, you're looking for a particular lead contact, and a person who has experience of working in that particular area or location can help out. So a lot of help is available at hand. I think members can avail of that benefit by just collaborating, by just connecting, by just staying in touch with the members, the leadership of this association, and also help collaborate and bring more members on board, so that it can be a larger organization. It can grow globally. And Sha Moin bhai, you're doing a great job in taking it to different parts of the world. I think Vic could not join today because he has a problem at hand, so he could not join. So I think Vijayji,
we have
One
members.
more question, Mr.
Sushil,
Vijayji.
we have
Yeah,
members even from Australia. We have members from Malaysia.
right.
We have members from Thailand and USA. And we also have very large group of people in UAE area, GCC group. I
Right.
think more than 30 members are from that area with us.
Right.
So lovely and great. Some of them has visited us even during IHE. They personally came out during IHE exhibition also for our event.
There is a
And-
question from Miss Pooja Sharma.
Yes.
What is the future aim of IHSPF?
Future of IHSPF. Future aim is to help each other, grow each other. Together we do mentoring. All these are the future plans. We are going to have a collaboration with the other associations, purchase managers, consultants, industry people, and then have a collaborated events where we are able to meet physically consultants or purchase people.
I think,
And another thing is like, I have never met Sushil. I have never, I met Mr. Sha Moin Nawaz only recently during IHE. I've never known them earlier. Ishmadan is living near to my birthplace, and we met him through this association only.
Yeah, so me
that is the advantages.
me and Mr. Bombi, we had a birthplace same in the same gully and colony in Punjab, so it was very surprising to
And
me.
we met it at IHSPF.
And see, so I think I would add on to that. What is the aim of the IHFF? Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Until now we had lots of associations like Sex Association, Architects Association, Purchase Managers Association. Only fraternity which was lacking behind, and nobody was putting any thoughts behind that, was sales fraternity. Because for sales fraternity, I think they are the most networked people onto the planet. But I think they did not get any kind of appreciation until now. So with this kind of forum, so I would here like to add, along with my other panel members, Vikram, Sushil ji, Vijay, Rajesh, Sha Moin. This is the first of the kind association on this planet, to my knowledge, as of now. Because when two salespeople are meeting each other, so they can have a beer in the evening, but at the bottom of the heart, sometimes they feel that this guy is a competition to me. But the end of the day, it is not a competition. Like in one of the the panel, I said that there's a huge ocean. It's a
sorry, we lost him. Yeah, I think what he was trying to say is that we should look at the positive side of it and collaborate together for the common good. And I think we all benefit by collaborating, by being good friends. I think very rightly said that, we all met on this forum. I also did not know Sushil ji earlier. I knew Vijay ji very well. But then, we became friends. I know I became a good friend with Vikram also. So I think it's all we are achieving our purpose through this association. We need to take it to a larger group. We need to make it more, sustainable, and make it more visible, and collaborate with the global association, so that we are known. We are, through this, every member gets an opportunity to travel to be a part of various events. Like, for example, there is going to be an AHA show in April, towards the end of April. There is this IHE. So let's all meet, collaborate and meet during these exhibitions that, a lot of the salespeople would any which ways we be there for this exhibition. So let's think of collaborating, coming together and, meeting together. Like Vikram always says, the evening is the best time to meet, and we can be good friends over, various things. I don't want to name anything, but then yes, we all can bond well. I think the bonding between us has to be strengthened, and we can iron out any differences. We can be sharing a lot of good things, experiences, and we have this Aajjo has organized a knowledge sharing platform. This is what we are doing, is sharing our knowledge. We're sharing our experiences. Many people who are watching are going to benefit from this. So I think even if one person we have been able to convert and make him better, through this, I think our purpose is achieved. So we're not looking at lakhs of people, but yes, if we can help one person be successful, the person can come back and say, "Arey, I attended your seminar and it was very helpful, and I have changed my perspective, and it is helping me in being successful." I see Chirag. I've seen Chirag coming from where, and today he's a business owner. I'm so proud of you, Chirag, to see that you've grown. You've taken a lot of help from all of us, and I know Vijayji has helped you, and I've been to an extent helpful in training you. So I feel that this is our little contribution which can help people to be successful. And I think in all this we should take pride in seeing that people are growing, our peer groups are growing, everybody is successful. We want to see each other successful, not pull each other down. So that's, I think, the purpose of IHSPF.
I would also like to thank Aajjo.com team and the World Hospitality Expo they have organized virtually. I think we are able to virtually meet each other. Many people we are able to reach. We are able to connect with many chefs now. Many associations like Hotel may be become an official members of IHSPF as associate members, and connected to other association during this event. And they have been very kindful, making any changes or supporting us during the last 3-4 days. And they are doing B2B marketplace of Aajjo.com. Could be useful in future for many of our sales people. And I thanks to them very much.
Mr. Sha Moin, you like to add something on this?
One second. I have a question for you, Mr. Sushil. You have been asking all the questions. I have a question for you. And second, Sha Moin can add. One question is that you are sitting in a different country and being a part of this association. What are your objectives of how you want to grow it internationally? How you see this from there? This association is formed in India. You have joined us a couple of months or a year ago. And what are your perspectives and how you are going to benefit? I'm sure you said you are coming for the AHAR show, and we had a good discussion. How are you going to benefit from this, and how are you going to take it to the next level in your region? You, and then Shaman can add.
Definitely, there is a lot of benefits I can achieve from this forum, this platform. I did, as I joined in 2019, I came to know a lot of people who I was not aware of. I don't know them personally. And since I know them, I interact with them, I get a lot of information, I pass on the information, I share information with them, and I get it back. There are many people who are in competition, but it doesn't matter at all because it's a big market. Everybody has his own share. Everybody has to live. So that's how I can see that it is helpful to everybody. It's not about the competition. Usually salespeople, they say that they can never make an organization because everybody has their own targets, their own achievement. They have to achieve their targets. But in this forum, I learned that, yes, there is a lot of fish in the sea. Everyone has his own share. And I came to know a lot of projects, a lot of people from different areas, different segments, in different cities, which I was not aware. Like Hyderabad, I was never touched Hyderabad earlier. I came to know many people in Hyderabad, in Mumbai, in Bangalore, down to south in Kochi also. I came to know a lot of people from this forum. In Delhi itself, I was not in touch with many of the people when I used to roam around in Ahar. But now I'm sure that since I joined this forum, I definitely, when I move around in Ahar, I can shake hand in every 20 to 30 booths and know these people. So this is how I got benefited from the forum. And I can see a future in that. I can see future since we have 30 members already in GCC chapter. But I can assure that there are a lot of other members who are not yet part of the forum, but we are going to show them these videos of how we are achieving the success. So that will push them to join.
Very well said. Chaman bhai.
Very well said, Sushil bhai. You are our new aspirant. Like you are, you are the becoming a king around.
No.
The thing
Sushil
is,
is
like,
very
you know,
committed person, very committed.
Thank
He's
you.
got a
Thank
very
you.
heavy name, Sushil Hiranandani.
I just
Hiranandani in
want
Mumbai is
to
very big name.
I just want to share my experience, a small experience of networking. When I started this business, I was in field of fabrication. So I was not aware of anything at all. I was not from the field also, and somebody appointed me and he said, "No, I trust you. Go ahead and do your job. I want a network of all the projects." So I used to take my car, go to the sites, and I given phone cards, free phone cards to watchmen's, the clerk at the sites, and ask them about the details of the project. So I make a database of more than 300 projects in 5-6 years back when I joined this industry. That's how I make my network, and this is still helping me today.
that's good.
Fantastic.
That's good.
That's
fantastic.
wonderful to
Sorry.
hear, Sushil bhai.
Thank you, Utpalji.
Vikram wants to say something.
Yeah,
Yes, Vikramji, please join.
I wanted to apologize because I wanted to leave. I have another official commitment. But thank you very much to all of you for giving me this opportunity to be presenting my thoughts and ideas on this relevant topic, which is very, very critical for salespeople, not just in India, but I think around the world. So I hope I could add value to this discussion. And yeah, I would be open for any kind of feedbacks from anyone, either from the panelist or from any of the participants or attendees, in case they would like to engage with me one-on-one, want to give me any feedback on what I said, or would like to carry on the discussion further. I am available on my mobile number, and please feel free to get in touch with me for any help that is required. So thank you very much again, guys, and wish you all the
Vikram,
best. Yeah.
you did very well. You structured it very well. One very good aspect that you covered is internal communication, internal networking, which is definitely the need of the hour within the organization. And we wish you all the very best for your new assignment. You are doing wonderful, and you have been an inspiration to hundreds of people, and you have led successful brands. So we wish you all success and all the best. And you are a dear
Thank
friend.
you.
We cherish good friendship. And I think everybody here, knows your talent and your potential of how you, inspire people. So thank you so much, Vikram, on behalf of
Thank you.
everybody.
Just want
Thank
to
you.
add, add one more thing, that we are all going to meet during a hour.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
We are
course.
going to have Founders Day celebration during a hour.
29th, yeah.
29th
Perfect.
of April, we will have a Foundation Day.
I will meet you all, guys. I'll talk to you, but I
Take
have to
care.
leave now. Thank you so
Okay.
much, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for your kind words.
Bye.
All the best to you guys. Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you
Utpalji,
to
any
all our
closing
esteemed
note?
speakers for joining us today and giving us.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Aajjo, and World
Aajjo.
Hospitality Expo for giving us an opportunity.
One gentleman who was a part of this meeting today is Mr. Manish Seth. I don't know from which organization, but he said something very well.
Having a big showroom.
Yeah. So one thing he said, I would like to read out: either you win or you learn. You never lose. So I like this statement. Thank you, Manish ji, for sharing this. It was really, I learned from it that you never lose. So definitely, we all get lessons from our failures. So Aajjo, team, over to you. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Any closing note, Mr. Vijay?
I think thanks everyone and being with us, panelists and also the attendees. They have joined from various places, and it was a great session. Lot of knowledge internally from members we have got it today, and being very structured. And we look forward. Tomorrow we have another sales. Success of sales pillars we will discussing tomorrow morning session, and we are having around 15 events in total in these 5 days. We look forward to everybody's support during those events also. Thank you.
I think Vijay ji, you have been very supportive to Aajjo team in collaborating. So biggest example of collaboration and networking has been demonstrated by Vijay ji I think Aajjo team will acknowledge that. Anandji would also acknowledge that he has been consistently working for over a month to put things together, and it is all a collaborative effort. Won't you agree, my friend from Aajjo, that it's a collaborative effort. A lot of people have contributed, and your event is very successful, and we wish you all the very best. And I think we all get to learn so much from these sessions. I think our session went very well, and I'm sure a lot of people would benefit from this. And everybody spoke very, very well. I think the preparations done by our panelists with the presentations were really, really impactful. And Sha Moin bhai, you were able to train something today, and so did you, Utpal bhai. So I think, yeah, overall, it's so amazing that everybody has so much to share, and as sales professionals, we should be the most powerful group. Purchasing people have a different setup, and the other manufacturing people, but sales people are the people who take this product to the world. So this is the most powerful association, I would say, and it should be.
Hats off to Sushil ji, very well.
Absolutely, very well done. Yeah,
planned
Sushil.
up.
Thank you.
He called me
Thank
even
you.
in the night at 11 in the night.
Thank you, Sushil.
Thank you, Sushil bhai.
Thank you, everybody.
Over to Aajjo team.
So, anybody wants to add something else?
I think it's over to
on
Aajjo
behalf
team.
of
Thank you, Aajjo. Thanks, World Hospitality Expo.
Sushil bhai, I would like to add
over to you,
something.
please.
I would like to
Yeah.
add
Sha Moin
On
bhai.
behalf of
One second.
Like-
Sha Moin
like
bhai.
we say- Like we say in IHSPF, sorry, just let me complete the last word. Like we say, let's grow together and let's grow stronger. And more in coming up years, we have to be internationally also very strong. And we as IHSPFians, we have to be proud that we are changing lives.
Great.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Sha
Thank
Moin.
you. Thank you.
On behalf of Aajjo.com, I would like to thank all our esteemed speakers, panelists, and the attendees who have joined us from across the world. This has indeed a very insightful session on growth through networking and collaborations. Thanks for joining us. Have a nice day. Stay safe, sir. Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you.